Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Whispering Willow Oracle. Today we're going to be looking at your current energies again, so your recent, past, present, and future. These messages are timeless, so whenever you come across the video, there may be something here resonating for you. Please only take the messages that resonate and leave what doesn't. Okay. Thank you, angels, spirit guides, and beings of the highest white light for providing us with clear messages for the collective. Thank you, angels, spirit guides, and beings of the highest white light. So we have Justice, Seven of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. This is definitely about using your wit, your skill, and mental skill. You may be dealing with someone who is very cunning, or you may be the person who is very cunning. Cunning doesn't have to be a bad thing. Cunning can be sometimes good. Yeah, you don't want to move too fast in this situation. You want to take your time and think about your plan. Think things through. Moving too fast is going to be what could throw you off here. The High Priestess. So you're definitely going to be using some knowledge that you possess that others may not realize that you have. They may not know that you have this skill. They may not know that you have this knowledge, ability. And I think that it's going to be important to keep that under wraps for now. It'll be exposed later, but important to keep that to yourself. Act appropriately, of course, but I see that you have something up your sleeve here. I'm wondering what this situation has to do with. I think you may be dealing with a little bit of like gossip here. Oops, we'll take that one. That's me out. Yeah, I think here you may be dealing with some gossip, but it's really inconsequential. These people really don't know what they're talking about, and it doesn't really matter what they have to say about the situation, because their opinion isn't going to be taken into account in whatever this is. Okay, I'm going to take some of my fairy oracle deck. I think that you are going to be very successful in this plan, but people don't understand what's happening behind the scenes. People don't see the structure, the plan, or what it is that you are creating. It's a little bit the remembrance, maybe based off of feeling an injustice that you suffered in the past. And now you're looking after yourself. I think it was kind of a little bit of a painful situation here, Crone. Yeah, you've definitely healed and matured since this, but it left you with wisdom and knowledge that others cannot perceive within you. You may be someone who appears young or looks young or is young, but have had a very maybe a very tumultuous early life that's left you, being pretty young for the amount of wisdom that you carry within you. And people don't understand that. A lot of people have very monotonous lives. A lot of people don't. A lot of people have really like wild lives, right? From a very early time on. But there's other people who seem to their life just seems to coast. It doesn't mean that nothing bad happens to them. It doesn't mean that nothing good happens to them, but it's always very like middle lane, if you know what I mean, for some people, and that's wonderful. And some people, that's what their life is supposed to be. But I'm getting here that you are not. You're very, very, I think that, yeah, you're very wise and intelligent and cunning, like a fox. But not that you do it, not that you're cunning for anything other than survival. But you're also, it's not like you're, okay, I know that might sound negative, but I'm not getting that it's negative here. Of course it could be used for negative, and it depends on how you use those skills and abilities and attributes, but I'm getting here that you're just very smart. You're very, very, very smart, and a lot of people underestimate how smart you are, and so it's easy for you to kind of go under the radar here. And I see that, you know, you're really trying to create something for yourself here, and you're doing it in a way that's a little bit secretive. It's behind the scenes. You are hoping that others won't notice what you're doing. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. But I think you're going to be taking in a lot of information here from those around you, because people are going to feel that you're not a threat, so they speak around you. They tell you a lot of things. They'll tell you about how they feel about this coworker, or about that person, or about this family member, or about this friend, or they'll gossip about their own family with you. You know, that's one thing that I always find interesting, is when people say, you know, family drama or something like at work, and they speak so easily to people. And you're one of those people that comes across as like very neutral or very innocent. Like, people feel that they can tell you a lot of things or open up to you, and they can. Like, I don't see that you're using this information to harm anyone, but you seem to be using the information to get ahead. But not against them. Like, it's not going to hurt them. It's not going to come back against them. But you're trying to understand people, and you're trying to understand the situation around you in order to navigate this situation. And it's probably something at work here, and maybe a little bit of a catty culture, like a gossipy culture. A lot of people with a lot of things to say. But they're not overly intelligent. I know that doesn't sound very nice to say, but I'm kind of getting here that it's almost easy for you. It's almost easy for you. You can see above it all. You're seeing above the situation. So it may be something that you are involved in, but you're able to see above it and beyond it, and to plan your escape, or like to plan your route through it, so that you come out unscathed. You come out a survivor. You're a survivor. You're like scrappy, but in like not in like a physical way. It's not like you're going to hurt anyone. Sacred temple, family. Yeah, getting like an institution vibe. So yeah, this could be your workplace. Teacher behind the mask. Yeah, you're this person. You kind of have a mask, but it's to protect you, because in the past you've needed to have one. And I don't feel like you're necessarily hiding anything from people that they need to know. You're just hiding yourself to protect yourself. I think maybe you wear this mask when you're in public, or when you're with people you don't fully feel safe with or fully trust. And I totally understand that. And I think that maybe in this situation you feel like doubly like you need to wear a mask with these people. Like, you don't trust them. There's something about someone who you don't trust. And so even though nothing has directly come out about this person for why you shouldn't trust them, you just have a sixth sense about them, and you're keeping your cards close to your chest here and letting them expose themselves. So you're letting them expose certain things about themselves to you, and this information you're kind of using, not against them, but you're just using it to you are the type of person who needs to have a lot of information to feel safe in a situation, if that makes sense. You need to know what's going on here, what's going on there, what's going on, what happened 6 months ago, and that helps you feel like you have an idea of what's going to happen in the next 6 months, if that makes sense. So it could be that you have a very, you're not very trusting, and that's okay. That's totally okay. I don't see here that you're doing anything wrong at all, even though this sounds a little bit like, you know, like you're wearing a mask and you're cunning and stuff like this, but I think it's because that's how you've survived in the past, and this is how you're surviving now. And it should always be cautioned to try to understand ourselves and why we do certain things, in order to heal from whatever it is that caused us to have these attitudes or beliefs, right? And it might not be to your benefit in all situations to be this way, but it might actually serve you in some, right? Sometimes our greatest strengths can also be our greatest weaknesses. So I see here in this situation, this attitude that you have is serving as a strength for you. However, I am going to say it's not bad to contemplate why you feel you need to be this way, why you feel you need to protect yourself so much, and in this situation it is benefiting you, but in other situations it may be hindering you or harming you. So I'm also getting from Spirit here, it may be time to contemplate why you feel you can't be yourself, or why you feel you can't expose yourself, and it doesn't mean that you have to. It doesn't mean that you have to start doing that in all these situations, because it might be safer for you not to, but it should be something that maybe you start to think about and reflect upon, just so that if you find yourself in a situation where it suits you better to be vulnerable, that you can be vulnerable and you can take off the mask and you can share as well as listen. But yes, anyways, I'm going to leave this message here. I hope it resonated for somebody. If it did, please leave a comment, like the video if you enjoyed it, and if you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Thank you. Take care. Bye now.